We offer search and rescue services for any of the outdoor recreationalists out on the North Shore Mountains. We're the team that is closest to the biggest city in British Columbia. The mountains are right here. So not only did we have the most calls, but we also had the access to the North Shore Mountains.
I guess the first step in any building like this is to listen to the different team members that were involved in the project and try and understand how the operations worked. Then you can start thinking about how to establish what spaces are going to go into the building and how they're going to be used, what needs to go into each of those rooms or spaces, how they're going to be connected, how they're going to connect to the spaces around it, to the helipad, to the entrance, to the access. And I guess that's all part of the initial design process. The command center overlooks the mountains. When you sat down at that desk, you can see the mountains, the weather, and the approach to the helipad as well. So that was important. That orientation and those sight lines are key. There's other functions. There's a member's space that could also be used for subject families. That's a little bit more private. And then obviously how this, especially these bays that we're in, how they relate to the vehicular access and the helipad itself are key. So you can basically run straight out of this door behind us to the helipad. It's right there. So separate to North Shore Rescue and the needs of this building, we're right next to Cleveland Park. It was important for us to have something that fitted into that landscape. And as the newly planted trees grow, this building will become really nestled into that landscape and will really be quite subtle when viewing it from that side. Whereas from the functional side, from the operations side, it's a lot more a lot more bold. So yeah, being respectful to its environment was key. And another thing it does in terms of the form of the building, it steps down towards the water. So its high point is away from the water and the roof line steps down. Again, that's kind of mirroring the mountains themselves, mirroring the tree line, and also being respectful to the water. I guess the theme, the big idea really came from what we saw initially in the North Shore Rescue logo, which has the Lions Mountains on it, or the Twin Sisters, and has a cross below that. So we wanted to echo that and kind of respond to that in a way as well. So what we've got on this building is we've got a thin white flashing line that has that same silhouette to the Twin Lions. And then different coloured cladding that kind of refers back to that environment as well. Being in this environment on the mountain here and being so exposed, being right on the waterfront here, it's important to use really durable materials. We've got the Longboard cladding, that's the wood effect, but we couldn't do natural wood, it wouldn't have the longevity. Also, we're in a zone here where we have to be really careful about wildfires. When I first heard that the members, the volunteers, are going to be building this, I was a little concerned. But it turns out a lot of them have a huge amount of construction experience among them, and those that didn't necessarily have that much construction experience were very capable. So it was fantastic working with them all on the building.
There are a number of us on the team who are 30 years plus service on the team. I think maybe some of the newer members just think this is normal. We have this terrific SAR station. They have not had that experience of showing up in a snowy parking lot, and command center is a refurbished bread delivery truck back in the early days, and that was the only place that you could be where you were dry and warm. I ran many searches out of there, and there wasn't even a chair to sit down on inside it. So this is luxury. I kind of chuckle every time when I come into this and think this is amazing. What we have here, we are the envy of volunteer search teams in Canada, I'm sure.
I hope it's given a real sense of ownership, and hopefully they're proud when they enter the building of what they've built here, because the quality and the love that's gone into this building is clear to see.